Within this video, I'll be showing you how I spruced up an area, a floor area in the patio using a stencil. And let me tell you, it came out looking so good, you would think that it was tiled, but for a fraction of the price. It was really easy to do, only took a few hours, and I enjoyed it. Welcome back, or welcome to the channel. I'm Chantelle. It's summertime here in Australia, and summer is all about the garden. All about the garden and getting on with all those little projects that really make you appreciate the space. So today it's just a short video on a little project that I did to spruce up a space in the garden using a stencil. If you haven't done already, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press that notification bell for new video releases. Okay, so let me first start by explaining why this space is in such a mess. We've been renovating the inside of our house for a little while now, and this space outside has just become a bit of a dumping ground and neglected, to be honest. So things have just been piled, left there. It's totally been abandoned. And obviously before I start, I have to clear everything away and clean it up. This is what the floor looked like. And to start, I had to give it a good wash down using a hose and some outdoor cleaning solution. This was really important to make sure that when I paint, I have a really good surface and it's nice and clean. So to wash the floor, I put the solution down and then used a really hard outdoor brush to give it a really good scrub. Something that I should have done was to wear decent shoes. I'm wearing these thongs, and this solution has got really strong chemicals in it, and really I should not have had that touch my skin at all. So don't be like me, wear closed shoes. So this is how it's looking after it's been all cleaned and scrubbed. I'm actually going to be using the same colour, but as you can see, the paint is a bit worn out, so it needs a fresh coat of paint. When you're painting outside, make sure that you use a suitable outdoor paint and that it's appropriate for floors. Get some advice if you're not sure, because you want it to be strong and to be able to withstand the weather. I'm using a deck and exterior paint, and even though this is not a deck, it's a concrete floor, it's suitable. I made sure that I checked and asked. So I'm starting with painting the edges, just going over that with a paintbrush. I'll go all around the parameters and then put the paint into a tray and roll the rest of the area with a roller. Just makes it a lot quicker. When it's all dry, I give it a second coat, and this is just to make sure I've got a really strong foundation for when I apply the stencil. I'll leave it for maybe a couple of hours between coats and we're good to go. Alright, so for the stencil, I'm using this Endless Circle tile by Roll Design Studios. It's quite a big stencil, which is great for large areas. And to start, I use tape it down in the position that I want to start, and then use some outdoor paint again for the actual stencil. Make sure you position the stencil exactly where is a good start. So I've come in a little bit from the edges because I want to avoid a section that comes out. For the stencil, I'm just using a small roller. They're perfect for covering small areas and getting into little corners. One thing I would say though is just to make sure that you use the correct tape. So what I was finding with this tape is that it was moving a little bit, which is tragic when you're trying to stencil and get really, good straight lines. So definitely take your time and make sure that you use the right tape for the right surface to avoid movement, and you'll see how that movement there affected how it looked when I lift it up. But if you get that right, it will really help. You will probably also need to hold it down as well. Some stencils that you use, you need to overlap using transition points, but this one you don't. So you just need to make sure it's aligned and straight. And I would say just make sure that you wipe off the stencil, the back of it, before placing it down, because paint can get on the back of it and it will cause smudges if it's not wiped off. So the first couple are really shaky, as you can see, which is all down to the fact that I didn't use the right tape and there was lots of movement. So I decided to change the tape and use something that was more appropriate for a concrete, and this really helped keep it really nice and secure. Just when I'm on a roll, I have all the tape sorted, what happens? I stand in some paint and it goes everywhere. Look, disaster. But hey, that's the beauty of paint. You can always start again. So I had to paint over the areas where I'd spilled paint and carried on with the stenciling. So when I had finished the whole area, I went over with a really small brush and did some touch-ups. I did have quite a few touch-ups to do, I'm not even gonna lie. And this is how it looked once I'd finished everything. Look, it isn't perfect, but it looks so good. When you're looking at it, it could actually be tiles. So when everything's done, I'm ready to restyle and put everything back in place. This is a kind of a loungy area of the garden, so I've got these really comfortable beanbag chairs, which I put on pallets, and I'm so happy now that I don't need to use a rug because it used to get so messy. Now I have a tiled looking floor that looks amazing. Alright, so a quick look at the space before. And afterwards, totally transformed. I love how the floor came up. It just adds so much energy to this space and it's so interesting. And the beauty of it is that now I never have to worry about a rug shedding or anything like that. It's here to stay. Don't forget to click on the garden playlist if you want to see more garden videos. There are new videos coming out soon too. And that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think and I'll see you soon.